Hi, I'm Denali. I would say that's a little bit. She's sleeping over there. That is, if you can see inside that pot, that is Toothless. She's a girl. She is my little baby axolotl. She's just had her breakfast of bloodworms. So, she's hiding. You can just see her little snoot right there. I'll put in a video of her so you can see her. If you watched my video that went up last week, I believe, the vlog, the week in the life vlog, I got her. She's featured at the very, very end of the vlog. Anyways, I'm realizing now that I must have rubbed that eye because my eyeshadow's different. Oh, well, it's fine. Also, I am wearing a sweater and my hair is a mess. It's been cold. It's been a week. My son was sick yesterday. And was home from school. Today he's at school for the day, and he's got today, and then Friday's an in-service day, and next week is spring break. So anyways, today I thought I would share some of my recent makes. It's not going to be all of them because, to be honest, I don't remember. The last time I actually shared like an actual podcast episode was in September. So I've finished a lot since then. I know some things are not here. During Vlogmas, I did some plastic canvas projects. Those ones were mostly finished. They're not FFO'd, but they're mostly finished, but they are in my Christmas bucket. Also, I am switched directions. I did notice in last week's video while editing, not last week's video, my last two whip parades while editing, that if I sit the other way, which my living room windows are right there. If I sit that way, there's too much backlighting and the lighting's not as good. So hopefully today's video will be better. I also did buttons during Vlogmas. I did embroidery, the little embroideries, and then I turned them into buttons. I used the fabric covered button kit that I got at Joann's years ago. Those ones I won't be showing as well because, to be honest, I think I put them in my button box that I have, but to be honest, I don't know. I did not see them when I was looking for buttons for this project right here, which is not a finish yet. It still needs hand sewing on it. So it will not be done until March, which the end of this month I'm trying to start doing monthly updates. So anyways, finishes. I'm going to try to go in order. One of the first things I finished that I can remember are these mitts. They are the Down the Rabbit Hole mitts, which I'm not wearing rings today because I have two pairs of fingerless mitts to show, and I do not want to risk catching my rings on anything. So these are the Down the Rabbit Hole mitts. They're by Jen Dollface, or the Stitchin' Witch. And the yarn that I used is Woolen Vinyl in her Classic Rock socks. And this is the Skater Girl. Skater Boy. Why do I keep saying Skater Girl? The name of the song is Skater Boy. Skater Boy by Avril Lavigne. The song, it's based off of that. I love these. They turned out amazing. They're obviously very holey, so they're not like super warm, but they are warmer than wearing nothing, and they're very pretty. I absolutely love this yarn colorway. I used it again, and I'm using it. I think I knit a very small Sophie scarf out of this yarn probably a couple years ago, when it first came out. I knit like one that I could just wrap around my head as more of a little headband out of this yarn. And then I used it for another project, for actually the next project that I'm going to show, and using it for a pair of baby socks, which are not done. Hopefully they'll be in March's video. But yes, these were a test knit for Jen. I actually did 3 test knits for her, one right after another. But I love the way these turned out. They're so much fun to wear. I apologize. It's still semi-early in the morning. I just dropped my son off, and my voice is not ready for the day yet. So that is project number 1. Project number 2 was a test knit for Jen as well. And this is there's hair on it, Bill the Lizard hat. It has a fold over brim, which I love. I want to knit another one of these hats. I might just knit it in a single color, but I love this. I did not think about it with my hair in a nasty bun. I can't try these on. In that case, I will insert a photo of me wearing it. So the white yarn is a white with blue speckles that has a thread of stellina going through it, but you cannot really tell. Even in person, it's not really obvious. And then I used the Skater Boy yarn as the striping yarn, and because I wanted a little matchy moment. These wear so great together. And then this is a faux fur pom-pom that I got in a huge pack off of Amazon. The white with the blue stellina, or the blue yarn and the stellina, I forgot to say, is, it's a couple of years ago, I did the sock crate box. I think that was what it was called. And that was one of the yarns. I did it for like a couple of months. I didn't really care for it, so I ended up canceling it. But I love the way this turned out. I would like to do one with another light color, but like something that's a lot darker than this pink. But I love these two together. They're awesome. All these patterns are available on Ravelry. I don't know if Jen has her own website, but you can get these on Ravelry. The next project that I finished was also another test knit for Jen, the Stitchin' Witch, and these are the crocodile mitts. Let me put them in. They have this beautiful kind of offset cable. The cable that you're doing is not the same on each one, so it kind of looks a little offset. Love these. So the yarn, if you can see, yeah, there you go, you can see the sparkle. This yarn is a very, very old skein that I got back. The yarn is called Bohemian Rhapsody, and this yarn came out when the movie came out about Freddie Mercury, and I got 2 skeins of it. and I had planned to make a shawl. I got halfway through the shawl and stopped working on it. So I finally decided to use it for something, and I love the way it came out. The cables are a heck of a lot more hidden in this than they are in like a solid cover, but I kind of like the hidden cables. This yarn is from the Woolen Homestead. I don't know if they're still dyeing yarn. To be honest, I have not seen her podcast in a while. I don't know if they're still doing their podcast. It just has not popped up on my YouTube lately. But yes, I love these. These were a super quick. I mean, all of these knits were super quick. This one took a little bit longer just because it is fingering weight yarn on smaller needles. These mentally took me longer just because I don't know what was going on with me, but I was having troubles memorizing the pattern because the pattern does change. I had the problem on the first mitt for like through to here. It took me probably, I would say, a week to knit from here to here. And then it took me like 3 days to finish this one and do the second one. I don't know. It just wasn't clicking for the first like week, and then it finally clicked, which not the pattern. That's me. I love these. They're beautiful. I had so much fun doing test knits. And then I have one other test knit, and this one whoa, good Lord. Okay. My light fell over because I didn't realize this was on top of it. So this is the Vanilla Ice cardigan. I'm just gonna kind of show you the back of it right now, by Nora B Knits on Instagram. I don't remember her Ravelry name. This is an absolutely stunning cardigan with a lot of little details. I will insert pictures. It'll be easier to show, but there are details on the pocket, there's details on the back, and then there's details on the shawl collar and ribbing that go around the front. This test knit I was trucking along with until the beginning of December, and then I was just kind of on it, and I ended up not finishing it in time. Thankfully, the designer was amazing, and she was in the middle of a move, and then also ended up releasing the pattern later. So, and thankfully I wasn't the only one that was like, I'm sorry. But I absolutely love this. I wore this to date night on Tuesday, and I've actually worn it a few times before that as well, and I've gotten a ton of compliments on it. It is very, you've got your basic elements, you know, your basic knit and everything, but then it's got the small details that just make it amazing. I love it. Again, I will have been putting in photos because it's so much easier to show that way. There's even, I don't think I showed, like even the cuff on the sleeves has a little cable detail. I love it. Okay. What did I finish next? Oh, so one of the projects that I did during Vlogmas was a little embroidered tree. It's a little wonky. Okay. I did not draw it out. I thought I could stitch straight lines. Turns out I can't. It's fine. I mainly did it because I wanted to try out this little, it's a back, I think it's called a whipped back stitch. But I wanted to try that out because I saw it in a Instagram reel, and then I added little beads. This was just a fun, quick little embroidery project. My axolotl is moving around now. She must have had her night-nights after eating and is now very excited to move around. That's Toothless. Again, I will have put in a better video of her. But this was fun to make. It was super simple. This was some random ribbon that I got at Joann's ages ago. Same with this. This was actually part of a bigger ribbon. It's like a canvas burlap. It was like multiple burlap colors, like kind of braided together. Cute, but I didn't like it, so I did this. My son actually hung this in his room so he could have a little Christmas tree during Christmas time. That was a super simple project, took me like 10 minutes to do. I'm gonna move everything over there as I finish talking about it. Okay, and then in December, I decided to make a skirt. Yeah, I won't be able to show very much of it. I will put in a video clip of it, but this is McCall's M8071, and it's an Angela Clayton pattern. I love Angela Clayton, her YouTube videos. I love her sewing videos. This is a Edwardian era walking skirt. Oh, she went back to sleeping. It's a no, why do I keep saying Victoria? I'm tired. It's an Edwardian era walking skirt, a little bit shorter. And I decided I did view C, except for there are supposed to be buttons. I ended up not adding the buttons to mine just because I used this corduroy fabric that I got at Joann's during, I think, the closing sale. It was a little too much going on, so I didn't bother with the buttons there. I will insert a video. I took a short of it and I posted it on Instagram, and I believe I posted it here on YouTube. I'll put that in so that you can see what it looks like. I love it, and I will 100% be making another one. I want to do version A. It has like lace details on it, and it has a different yoke than I guess I'll show it right here. It has a different yoke than these ones do. I'm gonna get around to doing that eventually someday. I wore that a bunch at Christmas and I absolutely loved it. I paired it in the video that I showed. I paired it with my sheep camp sweater that I knit, I think in September, August or September. Okay, my last project that I finished of 2025 was this hat. So for Christmas, my mom got me a couple one skein yarn, or like one skein of yarn with a pattern. She went to the local yarn store and got some for me. This is a bulky weight Dragonfly Farms yarn, and it ombres. I love it. The pattern, I don't remember the name of the pattern. It was just a printed pattern that came with it. I will insert, I don't think I have pictures of me wearing this, but I do have a video that I posted, a little short that I posted to Instagram. I knit this in one night, sitting at my parents' dining room table. I think we were playing games, board games. I love this. I love the colors. One thing I like about when other people pick yarn for me or fabric is that they pick colors that I probably would never pick. This is one that I probably wouldn't have picked off the shelf, but I absolutely love the way that it worked out. And it is beautiful. It's got like a little pearl detail along it. You can't really tell in the design, but I love this. And I've worn it quite a bit. It is like I said, it's a bulky weight, so it's very good for when it's very cold, which it has been here lately. We've had a lot of negative temperatures over the last like couple weeks, and I'm not enjoying it. I'm freezing my butt off, hence the sweater. Okay, and then the first project that I knit of 2026, I didn't finish until the end of January. So in February, the beginning of February, my first video of the year, I was talking about how I had some stuff going on. A family member was in the hospital for like a week and a half. It was very stressful. I went up, I was up there for it, and I could not knit. There was a lot of time where I just sat there. So I didn't do a lot of knitting. And then afterwards, I came home and I was sick for 2 weeks. Like really sick. I think all the stress and everything. My son brought home a cold. My son brought home some plague from school, and it just, because I was stressed out and exhausted and hadn't been taking care of myself, it just wrecked me. But this project was the other one skein with a pattern project that my mom got me. This is Malabrigo bulky. I don't know what. But it's Malabrigo bulky, and the cowl I think was called the birthday cowl. It was, I think, called the birthday cowl. I did mine a little bit shorter, just as something to keep me warm under my jacket. I cast this on, I think, the last day my family member was in the hospital. And it took me nearly the entire month of January to knit this, like, 6 inches of knitting. It wasn't great. It was not a great month. January was awful. So, yeah, I love it. I love this color. This is definitely a me color. It's purples and blues and like darks. I love it. Beautiful, stunning. My mom did a good job picking out fabrics. Okay, so in February, I did a lot of cross stitching. I also did a lot of knitting, and I have projects that are I have a project that's okay, I wasn't gonna show my whips, but I'm gonna go ahead and show this one because it's funny. I knit this absolutely adorable little baby sweater. Kind of. The reason why it looks finished, but the reason why it's still in the WIP pile is because I decided that I wasn't going to highlight the size on this one. And do you see it? I knit the first sleeve. Great. Knit it to pattern, everything. I knit the second sleeve. There's like an inch difference because this part I measured and accidentally measured for the size smaller. So I have to put this back on the needles, rip all this out, and re-knit it. I just need to add, like, it's literally like that much of stockinette stitch, stockinette stitch, whatever. I've just been mad. It's cute. But I also worked on a pair of baby socks, which are not done. And then I did a lot of cross stitching. So I'm going to show this as 2 finished WIPs, but also it's just part of a bigger WIP. So oh my god, I can't remember her name. Snail's Stitches, something. Snail Stitches. Oh, you made it right here. She is releasing little jars for the for each month of the year. They're very subtle to what the month is, but they're not overtly obvious. So I did January and February's. January has little snowflakes and February has hearts. She has released March's. It's the 5th of March and I haven't done it yet. I'm probably gonna sit down and do that later today. I have a hat. I actually need to finish this hat, this red and black hat. But once that's finished, then I'm gonna pick up and do March's jar, which has little clover leaves. Again, I will put the name. Okay, and then I did, actually this was the project that I did that actually made me want to cross stitch. I have had this sitting in my pattern keeper for a long time, and one thing that ticks me off about cross stitch designers, I love cross stitch designers, y'all are awesome. Please put your shop name on the PDF pattern. Even if it's a free pattern, please. Because I don't remember stuff. And if you watch my organizing my cross stitch WIPs, I'm finally writing stuff down. But before that, I hadn't been writing stuff down. I have no idea where this pattern came from. But this is a stunning little, I think it's called like Bloom or something. I can't even remember the name of the pattern. Obviously, it's got skulls. This fabric is Witch's Garden Crafts in that petrichor. I don't know how to say that word. I got it for a stitch along, which I ended up deciding not to do. So I'm using the fabric for something else. But it's turned out beautiful. I don't remember, good Lord, do not remember the thread color. It's a dark red. I'm a terrible YouTuber, I'm sorry. It turned out so pretty. I absolutely love this. Eventually, I'll FFO it, but to be honest, I'm I do a lot of cross stitching and I don't finish a lot of things. And then I did this one. I also don't remember the designer's name. It's called She's a Crafty Goose. I will put the designer's name here. She actually put it in her thing. She's a crafty girl with a little goose. I have had this pattern since like it first came out. I love it. It's super cute. It only took a short amount of time. Again, this one, as with these, were stitched during my vlog, I think, that I posted last week. It was not filmed last week. It was filmed a while ago. But yeah, so that's all of my recent makes. Again, there's a lot I haven't shown. There's stuff that I know I finished and I don't know where it is. Seriously, it's bothering me. I must have rubbed my eye. Anyways, hopefully March's makes will have a few more things. I have a hat that's nearly finished. It just needs a tassel. And then I've got this one that just needs to finish. And then this beautiful top that I sewed needs its buttons added and some hand sewing done. It's just hand sewing stuff. But yeah, that is everything that I made in recently. I think a lot of this was done in November, December, a little bit, that one thing in January and some in February. But yes, anyways, thank you for watching. She's hiding behind the pot. Thanks for watching. Thanks for liking, subscribing. I've had quite a few new subscribers recently, which thanks. I appreciate it. So anyways, I will see you next week. I don't know what next week's video is going to be, especially since my son is off for the entire week and it is nearly impossible to film when he is here. So yeah, I'm gonna go. Bye.